the Generic Geriatric Cyclist.
Hello, and welcome to number 5 in my series of videos on structured training for older cyclists. I'm the Generic Geriatric Cyclist, and today we're going to be talking about Zones 1 and Zones 2. And also, I wanted to let you know that I changed my shirt. If you're concerned that I only have one shirt, I have more than one shirt, and this is proof. And here is my shirt is even smiling. So we'll just get on and start off with Zone 1. We don't need to say all that much about Zone 1. Nobody else does, so why should I? It seems to be like a forgotten zone. We use it to warm up before a ride, to get the blood flowing and get our bodies ready for the effort that will come. And we need it to cool down, to sort of flush out the gunk at the end of the ride. So that's something we all should be doing. You can also take a Zone 1 ride on a easy day or a rest day. A lot of people do that. They like it. On a rest day, I prefer to rest or to cross train, but to each his own. I could make our discussion of Zone 2 go by really quickly by just invoking the words of the greatest cyclist of all time, Eddie Merckx. When asked about how to become a better cyclist, he said, "Ride lots." So that's what we're going to be doing in Zone 2, just riding a lot. In the off-season, competitive cyclists do a lot of Zone 2 riding, and it's called building your base. Not that kind of base. It's your base for cycling. And usually, in talking about the base, people usually invoke the image of a pyramid. You have your base on the bottom and your peak at the top, and the wider your base, the higher your peak can be. In other words, what it means is that the more base miles you do, the faster and further you can eventually go. Unfortunately, I can't go to Majorca and train all winter in a beautiful, scenic place. I'm home, inside, staring at a video screen on my trainer. And as much as I like riding Zwift and Rouvy, I can't stay on the indoor trainer for longer than an hour and a half. And an hour and a half of cycling is not enough to build your base. But then, just in time, the spring is coming and I'm able to go outside and ride now. And I really need some time in the saddle to develop my endurance. As the season comes, I'll be doing mostly endurance rides, and then pretty soon I'll be adding a little bit of time once a week to do what will be called my long ride, although by professional standards it won't be all that long, but it'll be 3 to 4 hours after a while, and that will prepare me to be able to do events later on in the season like a Fondo or a Century ride. My scientist cousin, Dr. Isaac Neutron, would like to speak a little bit about the physiological adaptations that occur during Zone 2 training. So without further ado, Dr. Neutron.
Good afternoon. I'm Dr. Isaac Neutron. I'm the cousin of the Generic Geriatric Cyclist, and he's asked me to speak to you about some of the physiological benefits of Zone 2 cycling. Stop. Excuse me, I may have to read from my notes. By riding in Zone 2, athletes can train their body to burn fat in preference to muscle glycogen. Substrate utilization varies individually, but as a rule of thumb, as we all know, as intensity increases, energy supply from carbohydrates increases while the supply from fat decreases. Riding in zone 2 increases the size and number of mitochondria. When you increase the size and number of your mitochondria through mitochondrial biogenesis, the mitochondria can be more efficiently convert energy into ATP, meaning more energy is available to working muscles. In other words, as we all know, the greater mitochondrial density will allow you to train or compete faster and longer.
So that just about wraps it up for episode 5. Please come back on episode 6, which will be about sweet spot training. And please, if you like this video, please hit like and please subscribe. I need all the help I can get.
This is a strange sensation. After about 4 months of being stuck inside, I'll be out riding on the road today. This is my first ride of the season, and hopefully it'll go well. I'll start logging some base miles in zone 2.